Hey, what's going on guys, this is Dr. Apolly, and today we're going to be talking about mindset. This is the first of my 5-part esports improvement series. In this series, I go over 5 universal concepts that you can start applying today to help you get better at Smash, or any esports for that matter. But of course, being a Smash-centered channel, I will be referring mostly to Smash Ultimate, although these concepts are universal for any esports you want to improve in. Okay, getting back to mindset. Your mindset and the way you approach a match can be the difference between making that 3-stock comeback or wallowing in your own self-pity and getting 3-stocked. But even beyond that, your mindset can be the difference between going 0-2 in bracket for the next 5 years or breaking out and becoming a top-level player. To help simplify this video, let's start by first looking at things in a more broad strokes light, talking about your outlook on the game in general, moving on to how you should approach friendlies, then tournaments, and then finally honing in on how you should approach tournaments on a set-by-set and game-by-game basis. Alright, so your outlook on the game in general should always be to learn. The most successful players are the ones with an open mind who are willing to learn. They aren't concerned with where their character is on the tier list. They aren't concerned with what people say about their gameplay. They aren't even that concerned about winning. This isn't to say that they don't have a goal. In fact, they're very goal-oriented. The difference is their goals are a lot more focused. They take things one step at a time. Players who tend to stagnate are the ones who have large, arbitrary goals. You shouldn't try and focus on too many things at once. Always have a focus. If you can get 1% better at combos, 2% better at ledge trapping, 3% better at edge guarding, 1% better at recognizing your opponent's habits in neutral. Individually, they're all 1 or 2% increases. But altogether, it's actually more of a 50% increase. There's a saying that goes, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. This is to say again that each individual part may be minuscule, but adding all those 1% improvements together makes a huge difference. This is also known as the theory of marginal gains. There's actually a really inspirational story about how the British cycling team applied this very concept to become a dominant cycling team after 76 years of being a laughingstock. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to read more about that. The next thing I want to talk about is why you don't want to imitate your favorite player, or really any player. This is really easy for low-level players to do, but it really doesn't help you in the long run. All that's going to happen is that you're going to become a worse version of your favorite player. This happens with sports, this happens with musicians. Find your own voice, or you'll never be able to grow out of the shadows of your idols. This isn't to say that you can't take inspiration from them. In fact, I encourage you to take inspiration from those who are more knowledgeable. However, there's a clear difference between taking inspiration and blatantly copying. It's been said that how you play Smash is an expression of how you are as a person. With that being said, it's important to be confident and assured of who you are as a person before you could even wish to improve in Smash. If you're depressed, socially anxious, not sure of yourself, how do you expect to ever do good in tournament? All that's going to happen is that you're going to play extremely safe, never take risks, and as a result, you'll get predictable, your opponent will adjust, and they'll beat you. And now the last thing I want to talk about before getting into friendlies is just enjoy the game. As the Buzz stated in his interview with DK Bill, it's the players that enjoy the game the most that end up getting the most out of the Buzz's training. Enjoy and believe in your character. I went into a lot more detail on this point in my tier list video if you want to check that out. Alright, now moving on to friendlies. This is pretty similar. Make sure you always have an open mind. If someone gives you a suggestion, don't immediately write it off. Even if they're significantly worse than you, consider their idea. Friendlies are not tournament. You shouldn't be playing friendlies expecting to win unless it's maybe a week or 2 before a major tournament. They're meant to be a safe ground for you to explore your options and refine your skills. Now finally, let's talk about tournaments. If you're playing a player that you know you're significantly better than, there's surely less stress going into the match, but this is not an excuse for you to let up. There are no free wins in tournament. Take everyone seriously. Failure to do so is likely why top players get upset. When you're playing someone at or a little bit above your level, one of the most common things people do is obsess over winning the set. But actually what you should be doing is focusing on winning one game at a time. Winning the entire set is overwhelming. But if you focus on just getting one game at a time, if you focus on getting just one stock at a time, suddenly it becomes doable. Again, this can be the difference between making a 3-stock comeback and winning the game, or wallowing in your own self-pity and losing the set. If you're down 3 stocks, just think about winning that next stock. When you just focus on 1 stock at a time, suddenly you take that stock. A couple minutes pass by and look at that, you've taken the next stock. And now suddenly it's an even game. You may be at 120 or 130%, but now your opponent is shook and you have rage. Suddenly this comeback seems doable. If you just give up on winning the set because you're down 3-1 in one game, you're really limiting yourself. This is a principle dubbed chunking. The principle where you take large tasks and break it down into tiny pieces. More information on that in the description. Thank you all for watching the first part of this series. I'll be back for the second part of this series where we talk about exercise. I know video games and exercise are like polar opposites, haha, but no, actually, exercise complements your mind in a lot more ways than you may think. The entire series is already up on Patreon for $5. If you want to watch all the parts right now, just donate $5 and check out my Patreon. If not, then you'll have to wait like everyone else. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped. Alright, peace.